Welcome back to Network Africa. Now, Dubai is renowned for its skyscrapers and its art boom. The Dubai Art Fair attracts dealers, artists and collectors from emerging markets such as Africa. But given the world's current economic woes, there are huge questions about how Africans would be able to sell their works of art in Dubai in recent times.
Art Dubai Fair recently opened in the Emirati city, showcasing works from across the Middle East and Africa, as well as South Asia. Works by artists from more than 40 countries and 92 galleries around the world were on display at the fair, considered one of the biggest contemporary art events in the region. With only one sub-Saharan gallery among the 92 showing at Art Dubai, a great responsibility was placed on the sole African representative, the Nbuke Foundation from Ghana. Despite the lack of African galleries, modern African art was well represented with works by over 17 artists.
For the first time, you are not labeled as African in the corner because we came as Maka and they mix us all. You have to actually ask the gallery to be able to know where they are coming from. It's not like a place where they mark you that Africa and you go. It's very simple. If it were to be Western world by this time, I will have to go and make a line, and I have to prove how much I have in my account and all that to be able to come to this place. This place, it was done online, and I have my visa, and here I am.
While African art has attracted attention of museums and private collections in recent years, boosting prices, some worry that an economic slowdown might dampen sales as well as construction of galleries on the continent.
This year we are hopeful that bringing two Ghanaian artists, we can introduce them also to the region, also look at sales again, but a bit apprehensive because of all the world economic problems with the drop of the price of oil, a lot of developments in the Middle East which have been put on hold.
But despite caution on the part of potential buyers, there's a lot to be said in favor of Art Dubai for those coming from Africa. Two main African artists featured at this year's event, and they are Daniel Kojo and George Efezi, whose works sell between $5,000 and $50,000.
Well, joining us from Accra is Mr. Kofi Setoji. He is the artistic director for the Nbuke Foundation in Accra. You just saw him in that package earlier on. Mr. Setoji, thank you very much for joining us on Network Africa. Well, Mr. Setoji, has anything changed since the last time you gave that interview regarding the African art being sold in Dubai?
Can you come again?
I'm asking if the situation has improved since the time you gave that interview regarding artwork being sold in places like Dubai.
Yeah, I just came back on Sunday. The show finished on last Saturday and it has improved. We went to the first one as Marcus, and this time we went on our own.
So is the market more accommodating of African artwork and artists than it was before?
Well, I can tell you that to me, I don't see this thing about African art because the artists that we took to Dubai are Ghanaians living in the US. So I don't know whether the work they are doing is African art.
Okay.
But what I can tell is the artists who are coming to the place or the galleries who represent artists there are only two from the Africa. So that is from Kenya and then from Ghana. And I've not seen any other country, any gallery coming from Africa.
Well, Mr. Setoji, based on what you're saying, it sounds as though it's time we need to do more to promote the growth of the art industry in our own continent, right here at home. What kind of moves should we be seeing at this time?
Well, the problem that I saw is that the galleries in Africa should be able to have their own fairs because it goes with professionalism. For example, the way the work must be mounted, the venues, the publicity, the way that the work should be cleared from the port, and all that goes with the art fair. I can tell you that before we got to the place, everything was arranged before we got there. The day of the opening, it was on time. The way it was closed, it was on time. Now, when the exhibition even ended, it took just less than 5 minutes, and then all the papers were on our decks. 3 hours time, everything to be shipped back was done. Custom finished, and you can go home. And I don't think that you can say that in Africa. I've been to Dakar, I've been to FESPACO, I've been to photo exhibition in Mali, and I've not seen anything to that level.
Now, Mr. Sotordji, my final question. You've mentioned, you've given a comparative analysis, basically. But which individuals, organizations do we expect to see spearhead this move to promote art, the development of the art industry in Africa?
Well, first, when we talk about the patrons of the arts, it must start from the government. The head of state must be the chief patron of the arts, because in today's world, it is not gold, it is not oil, but it is the creativity of the people that is our wealth. And if we cannot see that the creativity of the wealth of the people is our wealth today, then we've missed the point. So our cultural institutions should be strong. That is there must be a policy about seeing how creative we are and putting in place how we can sell our creativity. Now, the second thing is it must be taught in school, but the reflection of our own lives should be the point, because you go there, you see that people are thinking about going to Mars. People are they're talking about things in 50 years and things like that. But most of the art that we do here, I don't think that it is on the level of the international scene, not in terms of the techniques, but the finishing and the way people talk about it, because it's an industry.
Yes.
And the industry needs art historians, it needs critics. So if we don't have all this as an industry, then it is very difficult for us to build this industry up. And we need to understand that these people are professionals and they need to do their work.
Well, Mr. Kofi Sotordji, thank you very much for joining us on Network Africa. Mr. Kofi Sotordji is the Artistic Director for the Nbuke Foundation in Accra. Thank you very much for your time. Well, we know we promised to bring you news about the Laughter Festival in South Sudan, but we've opted to save that for you for tomorrow, seeing that it's Good Friday and we're out of time. But on that note, here's our question of the day. We're wondering if you are in support of Kenya dissolving its education board. Feel free to send us your feedback either via email or Twitter. The address and handles are right there on your screen. Thank you so much for watching Network Africa on Channels Television. I'm Cynthia Are.